Om Shri Sai Ram. Humble prostrations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Master, Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Gita Vahini, Chapter 24. The basis and the based. The subtlety of Atma. It is everywhere but nowhere visible. The banyan tree. Summary. The awareness of being only the witness of everything is the secret of self-realization. Self-realization is either the knowledge that I am the truth of me, or I have known myself, or all are one Atma, or I have experienced that the individual and the universal are not distinct. Even when the senses operate, they are prompted by the presence of Atma. But people see only the superstructure, not the basis. The basis is the string. The flowers depend upon it and hang together as a garland on account of it. The Atma is the only reality that persists through all the names and forms, like the clay, which is the only substance in all the pots and pans. By this kind of inquiry, the conviction that the basis and the substance of everything is the Atma, Kshetrajna, or Parabrahman, gets strengthened. The Atma is subtler than the subtlest, so it is difficult to cognize it. Earth has 5 qualities: sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Water has all these except smell. Fire has only 3: sound, touch, and form. Wind has only 2: sound and touch. And the last one, sky, has only sound. How much more subtle must be the Atma, which has no qualities or characteristics. Those who are objective-minded cannot grasp this phenomenon. Only the subjective-minded can have this solution. God is as near to you as you are to Him. If you keep afar, He also remains afar. That is the inexorable law. To revel in multiplicity is ignorance. To visualize unity is the sign of spiritual wisdom, jnana. Only those who are dead to reality, the Shavam, see this as many. Only the divine Shivam sees the seemingly many as one. Permanent joy can never be received by the conscious souls from material objects. Moksha is the acquisition of permanent joy. It is also called the attainment of Brahman. Fixed, exclusive devotion to Godhead can come only to those who have no attachment to the wild phantasmagoria of name and form that is called the world. Only such devotion can win self-knowledge, Atmajnana. The world is the instrument for the attainment of renunciation. That is why it is so tempting and so treacherous. He is the real knower of the Vedas who sees the world as an instrument for escape from its coils. The trees that you see in the world have their branches above and roots below. The tree of life, Ashwatha, however, has roots above and branches below. It is a topsy-turvy tree. This disquisition is to make one develop the higher vision and yearn for steady faith in Brahman. The objective world can be truly understood only by 2 types of examination, the outer and the inner. There is a reasoning that binds and a reasoning that liberates. He who sees the world as world sees wrong. He who sees it as the highest Atma, that is Paramatma, sees right. The world is the effect. It has a cause. It cannot be different from the cause. It is just a mutation of Brahman which constitutes it. The millions of beings are the branches, twigs, and leaves. The seed is Brahman, in which all the tree is subsumed and summarized. He who knows this knows the Vedas. Key takeaways from this chapter. First, experiencing the unity of all things as being one, including yourself as the higher self, is what is true self-realization. By inference, an individual cannot therefore realize this by retaining his individual mind and body as a perceiver. It must dissolve that identity through stillness of the mind and body for the true self to be revealed. This is an experience that is beyond the comprehension of the perception of the five senses. Therefore, the jnanis report this as being indescribable. Second, an objective mind struggles to see or perceive God as it fundamentally presumes that there is a separate observer and a phenomenon to be observed, as is defined by objective science. The subjective assessment has different criteria which infers the reality. If there is a child, there must be parents, whether physically visible or not. This process of inferred reasoning will thus lead us to the basis rather than the created. Third, God is as near to you as you are to Him. That is the fundamental law. Therefore, if we rely more on the qualities of the expansive heart, expanded through the remembrance of the name, service to society, and seeing God in all things, rather than the objective mind, we may, through the grace of God, break the binding chains of associations with creation and connect to the universal basis, the Creator, which is our true self. Fourth, if we view our play in the objective world as a tool to assist our perception of God rather than as an objective reality where we are trying to maximize our pleasure and minimize our pain while gratifying our ever-changing senses, we may truly understand the purpose of the world, of being the foot rung to climb our way to the truth rather than being our final goal or resting place. End of chapter 24. Jai Sai Ram.